see this kind of mess, what do you think? What do you think the message to the American people from the White House is?
Well, in firing Krebs, this guy had a lot of bipartisan support. People on both sides said he did a really amazing job. But I guess I keep thinking, you know, January 20th, that changes anyway. He could be hired back. This isn't The Apprentice. Like, Trump doesn't get the final word on who's fired. But I also find Trump hard to follow because in response to this firing, he said that the only thing secure about our 2020 election was that it was virtually impenetrable by foreign powers. On that, the Trump administration takes great credit. So they'll take credit that the foreign powers didn't interfere, but the domestic part failed. He'll tell people to keep voting or keep counting the votes in Pennsylvania, but stop the vote in Arizona. He'll also say that the presidential part of the election was rigged, but that they allowed the Senate and how well that went on the same ticket. If confusion was the goal, mission accomplished, because I'm confused. I think there's no strategy to this. I think he's going full scorched earth on this.
Sunny, when you hear all of this, what do you think the takeaway for the American people is from this? Do we have to start looking at the kinds of things we allow a president to do?
Well, no question about that. But I mean, this president certainly has tried to just blow up all democratic norms. And I think what he's doing is he's still sort of throwing that red meat to his base. I mean, you have people marching in D.C. saying that he is the winner. And I think he needs that. So this was, and they believe that there was actual voter fraud, widespread voter fraud. And so I think what he's doing is this, in this sort of revenge firing, he fired the guy who basically said, listen, there were no massive improprieties. There was no fraud. This was one of the most secure or the most secure election in American history. And I think he, fired him so that his followers would not believe that. I think that's out of Trump's playbook, right? It's don't believe the truth, believe these alternative facts. And I also actually, the more I think about it, I think his goal is sabotage. I think he's trying to delegitimize the election by doing things like this, but he's also trying to sabotage the transition, right? So he's gutting defense, he's gutting the State Department so that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have a really hard time when they start trying to save the soul of this country and all the crises that we've been dealing with for the past 4 years.
Well, I think the good news for